Welcome to another episode of Weekly. It's not even Weekly Reader. To be fair, I haven't read that much this week to justify, to warrant such a quality video that I usually make. So I've done something a little bit different. I've looked ahead for the next quarter of the year, up until the end of July, to see what kind of hardcovers, omnibuses, collected editions that I'm looking to pick up, add to the library. Please God, don't let my wife watch this video because there's quite a lot, and this can get pricey. Stay tuned. I'm even going to have some fancy graphics here. Imagine that. First up, something I've already purchased. It was released this week, March the 11th, is Daredevil by Ann Nocenti, Omnibus Volume 1. Collecting Daredevil 234 to 266 and Punisher issue 10. This picks up directly up from the Frank Miller run. We have John Romita Jr. on art. And if you know me on Instagram, if you chatted to me, maybe seen previous videos I've done, I'm not a massive John Romita or JR Jr. fan at all. Certainly not his modern stuff. But he also has a big reputation. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is good stuff. Let's check it out. I love Daredevil. I'm sold on Daredevil. The aim is to collect as many of the Daredevil from Frank Miller onwards. You can see some behind me here. And up to the current day. Because the stuff with Chip Zdarsky is fantastic. And yeah, let's pick this one up. Well, I already have. It's on the way. Web of Spider-Man Volume 1. Yes, Volume 1. The Spidey mania continues as Spidey swings into his third solo ongoing series. I'm led to believe that this series isn't the best of the three mentioned, but this it contains Kraven's Last Hunt, and that is a phenomenal story that deserves the oversized hardcover omnibus treatment, and I'm picking this up. It collects Web of Spider-Man 1 to 34, the annuals 1 to 3, Amazing Spider-Man 268 with 293 to 295, which is part of Kraven's Last Hunt, as is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 131 to 133. It's a big book, 1,128 pages, retails for $125. Again, I'd be looking to pick this up somewhere in the region between 60 and 70 pounds if you know the right site. I'm not affiliated with Books Etc., but Books Etc. is the shop I tend to go to, or Sci-Fi. And yeah, I'm adding this to the Spidey collection, no doubt. Here we have Sculpt Volume 2. This concludes the story. This is written by Jason Aaron with art by R.M. Guerra. And I'm going in blind with this because I honestly don't know. I haven't read the first one. I have it. Don't know if you can see it here behind me. It sounds fantastic. Dark, violent, gritty. It's a crime story of betrayal and all the rest of it. I'm on board. So this collects issue 30 to 60, 800 pages, $100 retail. But again, the first volume I picked up for 40. It was like £38 actually. I'd be looking roughly the same for this in the UK, if you know the right place. Coming to us on April the 8th is Justice League by Scott Snyder and James Tynion the fourth. I'll be honest, I've read this and I can't quite remember where James Tynion fits into this. Possibly he was involved in the Drowned Earth event, because it crossed over with Justice League Dark and the current Aquaman book, I believe, but it could be wrong. But you hear this is part of the, well, we had Dark Knight's Metal from Scott Snyder, then you had this leading into Dark Knight's Death Metal. So here you have the emergence of Perpetua and kind of her influence on Lex Luthor, and he builds up the Legion of Doom, a gang of evil superheroes. And if I'm being honest, I can remember reading this monthly and it kind of died off a little bit, but I've heard a lot of people say reading it in chunks is the way to go. And I want to read Metal, I want to read this, I want to read Death Metal as one big immersive go, whatever. I'm all on board. 776 pages, retails for $125. DC books generally are a little bit more than Marvel, certainly in the sites I go to. But again, I'd be looking around £70 at the most, hopefully a bit cheaper than that. But yeah, April 8th, it's getting expensive. This next book, The Punisher, coming in April 22nd, by Rick Remender. This is a maybe. This is something I'm considering. I love the idea of the Punisher. I think the Punisher's a fantastic character, but I can't tell you much about this run. It says here that he dies, and you have to kind of deal with like the husk of a man, as they noted here. Collects Punisher from 2009 1 to 16 with the annual number 1. Punisher Frankenstein, 17 to 21. Dark Wolverine and Punisher in the Blood 1 to 5. This is a maybe, but I want to get into Punisher more. Hardcover, 760 pages, retails for $100. Again, you're talking around £50-60 for this. Let's do it. Silver Surfer returned to the Spaceways Omnibus. Silver Surfer appears on this list down the line again, maybe even next, but I'm doing it in date order. So coming to us on April 22nd again, the Sending of the Spaceway soars again in his longest running series. There's quite a lot collected here. It can get quite confusing. Check the wee image I have here, you'll see for yourself what there is. It's a big boy. 1,360 pages, retailing for $150. That kind of book, I'm not even sure what I get that for here. Somewhere up to £90 possibly. Again, this is something I would like to read, but at that price, it very much depends if I'll definitely pick it up. So until I get a good price, it's a question mark on this. One I do want to get is the Silver Surfer Omnibus Volume 1. This is the stuff that this book came in a number of years ago, and if I remember, there's a misprint. So it's good it's getting reprinted, hopefully correctly this time. Collects Silver Surfer 1 to 18. 576 pages, quite a thin omnibus. Retails for £100. Again, between 50 and 60, more than likely. However, you'll see from this cover that's it's the infamous Silver Surfer number 4, Thor versus Silver Surfer. Love the cover, it's iconic. I want to get that as the DM variant, but usually with DM variants you pay more on certain sites. The sites I go to, you don't get DM variants, so I might just leave this variant and get the regular cover. But yeah, this is something I'm looking to pick up. Love the Silver Surfer. Read it before, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a good one to have. May 13th, we have Void Rivals, the deluxe hardcover edition, book 1. This is the start of the acclaimed Energon universe, spearheaded by Robert Kirkman. This is the same team that done Oblivion Song, Robert Kirkman, with Lorenzo De Felice on art. And it collects Void Rivals 1 to 12, 272 pages, $49.99 retail price in dollars. I would be expecting to pick this up £20, £25, give or take. Again, depending when. I've read the first volume of this in single issues. I dropped it from the pull list, not because it's bad. The problem I have with Robert Kirkman is the stories can be quite simple in a good way. They're fast paced, but equally it doesn't give you too much in every issue. So whenever you're reading this monthly, you're just like, give me more, please. You're always leaving wanting more. But again, typical Robert Kirkman, whereas you might find the issue slightly boring, when you get to the end of it, you want the next one, but then nothing happens, and you want the next one after that. So I just think, read this in a massive chunk. I say massive, 1 to 12. It should be 1 to 18. Give us the 18, why 12? But anyway, Void Rivals, Deluxe, I'm getting it. Superman Up in the Sky, Deluxe Edition from DC Comics, May 13th. It collects Up in the Sky 1 to 6, 192 pages, $34.99. Again, probably around £25, give or take. Now, controversially, it's a comic book. It's not controversial, it's a comic book. Difference of opinion, that's not controversy. I love this. I read it in singles. This is where Tom King, who was on Batman, and Brian Michael Bendis, who was on Superman at one point, swapped titles and created their own individual book for the other Bats and Supes swapped. And they were like Walmart exclusives. We got it in single issues. I read it in single issues multiple times. It's a fantastic story about how far Superman will go to save one person who still believes in him. One person who's crying and holding all the hope for Superman to save her at the far end of the universe. and he will go that far to save that one person. Not sacrifice one to save them all. He will go that far for that one person. Beautiful story, loved it. Superman Up in the Sky, Deluxe Edition. Strange Academy, Omnibus, it's out in May the 20th. The reason why I'm kind of struggling here is because, again, this is the DM variant by Scotty Young. I love Scotty Young, massive Scotty Young fan, but the DM variant is going to cost me more money. This is 592 pages, retailing for $100. Again, if you were going for the normal cover, you would probably pick this up for around £60. But to go to certain websites or your local comic book store to grab the DM variant, you're probably talking 75. Do I want to go that far? Probably not. Collect Strange Academy 1 to 18 and Strange Academy Finals 1 to 6. And I read the first volume of this. I think I have it in trade paperback, and it's basically where these like younger versions of like our known heroes are kind of like taken under the wing of like Doctor Strange and Dr. Voodoo and all these other kind of magician people, and it's fantastic. And well, certainly the first volume was a wee bit heartbreaking too, but I never carried on. Not that it's bad, because I was waiting for this. So yeah, Strange Academy Omnibus. Do I get the DM or do I just buy the normal? This is an expensive 3 months, let's be honest here. So I've got 12 books in total. The next one, there's no let up. Absolute Superman Red Sun. This is out May the 27th. It's a fantastic story. I've read it. This is what happens if Superman, has an extra hour in his journey and ends up, instead of landing in Kansas or wherever he lands, in Smallville, whatever, he like lands in like Russia, and instead of like truth, justice, and the American way is all about socialism and communism and Russia. Collect Red Sun 1 to 3, 216 pages, retails for $100. Absolutes are a wee bit different. You can nab these for around £50. Sometimes you be a little bit patient. It's quite a thin one in comparison to some I have. I'm pretty certain I can get this for around £50. But I might have to wait a little bit after the release date. But this certainly is one on the radar. I'm getting it. I love this. This is a fantastic story. Buy it. And last but not least, Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka, Omnibus Volume 1. This contains the Hecate, or Hecate, depends how you want to pronounce it. It's a big omnibus, 1,040 pages, $125. Again, probably around £70, £75 at the most. It contains a whole bunch of stuff, but importantly for me, the reason why I'm getting this is it contains Wonder Woman Hecate, which is a phenomenal story. It's the story that like got me into liking Wonder Woman, where basically she has this vow, this oath called the Hecate, where she's bound to protect this individual who basically Batman is after. So it kind of leads her to some sort of conflict with Bats, but equally Wonder Woman's torn. Does she honor this oath, or does she perhaps bring the criminal in? I know she's a criminal, she is technically, but the nature of what she does in her crime might have been for good reasons. Wonderful story, real dilemma, excellent artwork. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, expensive few months, expensive quarter ahead. These are 12 books that I'm looking at. There are others I'm just having to say no to. This is the top 12, but even then I can't really buy all 12, let's be brutally honest, because even on average some books are higher price than others. Say you're talking an average of £65 for each of these books. There's 12 of them. That's like 700 and something, near £800, I don't know, over the course of 3 months. No way. But I'm certainly going to look. There's a few here definites. Wonder Woman's a definite, Absolute Red Sun's a definite, Will the Spider-Man's a definite, Daredevil's already on its way, Scalp, I'm getting that to complete the series, Justice League because I want to read it all. Maybe I will buy them all. Does anyone want to buy a kidney? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. What are you going to be picking up over the next few months? Are you grabbing some of the books I've listed here? Do you think I shouldn't grab some of the books I've listed here? Let me know what you think. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.